It's Tuesday, 27 May 2025, and the Kalahari Memorandum is reporting from the Flamingo Casino in Kimberley, where the acting CEO of Sassa, Mr. Temba Matlo, has convened a special media engagement session. Sassa has invited all media practitioners, different media houses from the Northern Cape, and they are gathering here with the acting CEO of Sassa.
Get to the point, colleagues, on why we are here and the purpose of today. And in my view, it's four fundamental aspects that have brought us together today. And number one, the acting CEO has brought us here to share key updates. He will outline where we are headed, and how Sassa is working to improve service delivery in the province as well as in the whole country. Number two, we want to strengthen our relationship with the media. And thirdly, we want to deepen collaboration with the sister departments, the agencies that are all here today, because we all have a collective responsibility to advance service delivery in this province and the country. And lastly, colleagues, we are here to listen. As Sassa, we are a listening organization. Today will not be a one-way engagement session. It's about conversation. Therefore, your questions as well as your constructive feedback will be greatly appreciated. And as I conclude, colleagues, may tonight not be the first and last session, but the beginning of a deeper dialogue and continued collaboration amongst everyone in this room.
And this engagement today, it is a continuation of all other engagement that we've already conducted in other provinces. And we are proud that the engagement that we had was so successful, because we were robustly engaged on how we should improve the work of social security. And we got some of the insights, the analysis and the reflection, and it gave us the opportunity also to reflect on our own self as an agency in the work that we do, especially to assist the impoverished. And more importantly, in the past few months, this type of platform gave us an opportunity to reflect on the very card migration process that we have done so successfully with Postbank. As we all know that we're switching from gold cards to black cards. We've done this successfully with Postbank, and it really gave us the opportunity to reflect on the work that we did. And from time to time, we also got some of the insight from the members of the media on what is the feeling from the ground, on the work that we need to improve. We're meeting today being mindful of the dynamics facing our country, the high employment rate amongst the youth, which is recently presented by our Statistician General, Rusenga Maluleke, demonstrated that youth, almost more than 30%, highly unemployed. And there's also increasing population and the growing inequalities in different corners. We're equally aware that Sassa has also been on the spotlight, because when there's poverty in the country, we all look at what measures that Sassa come with to make sure that we take people out of the pockets of poverty. And also, we also need to reflect on the challenges that we're also having coming from the fraudulent activities and the incident that recently were reported to the public, which projected Sassa in a very negative light due to the act of barbaric from different corners. Sassa people, some of the Sassa officials being involved, members of the public involved in fraud in our system. And we say we are not proud of what happens, but we must emphasize that as an organization, fraud and corruption it's still at the heart of Sassa's mandate to deal with it. So that we need everyone to work with us in assisting us to stop this scourge of corruption, because it really denied the very same poor people the very same money that they must get, improve their lives. And also we've taken the hit from our minister when she has given us the marching orders that we need to strengthen our systems while fully implementing our anti-fraud strategy. And also we appeared before the Parliament and Portfolio Committee, having presented measures and interventions that will assist us to tackle the fraud issues and also the system vulnerability that has seriously attack our system. We must, members of the media, indicate that it is important that we must always reflect with also our workforce on how we should improve the work. Earlier today we had a long session with our staff, presenting to them our performance, where we are, our strategic direction for the future for the next 5 years. And importantly, we did emphasize that in all our priorities, we have a priority called improving customer experience. And then we have made an undertaking with them to say, we're going to engage the members of the media. We want them to assist us to improve the customer experience and also to sort of be a mirror of Sassa on the ground and from the constituency level, and communicate to us what are the measures that we should put in place to improve the customer experience. We have engaged robustly with the understanding of many frustrations, challenges that they've reported to us, and we said we're gonna sit together and make sure that we improve this work going forward. Because what is important is to make sure that we must make all endeavors to ensure that there's accessibility in terms of social grants to the deserving beneficiaries in this country. We must also, at a point where we are, reflect again that we need you to assist us, because there's been a spread of disinformation that has reached extraordinary proportions, and there's so much zeal and effort to share the fake news. And this spread like wildfire. Once there's something that says Sassa gives you 200 rand for free, you'll see how this news is spread.
Thank you, Program Director. My name is Indra Jacobs from the Kalahari Memorandum, local media, primarily serving Tanzabani, Hamahara, and Khatalupile municipal areas. I'm just checking in us seeking to deepen the relationship between Sassa and media in general, and media in the Northern Cape in particular. It is a known fact that media is an endangered species in general, but then local media in particular is fighting for survival. And if we seek to strengthen the relationship between Sassa and local media, that strengthening, that intent to strengthen the relationship, does it include a deliberate intent to increase advertising spend on local media in general once again, and then on black-owned, woman-owned and youth-owned local media in particular? And asking that, I also want to check with the CEO. Does he have an analysis on advertising spend in the Northern Cape in general, and then in different municipalities in particular? For example, we spoke, in your submission, you spoke about remote areas which is difficult to reach, where local media can be an important vehicle to disseminate information to those communities. But keeping those media alive is very important, and an important way to do so is by governmental advertising spend. So on remote municipal areas in the Northern Cape, do you have figures available on
advertising spent? If so, can you present it here? If not, can we then, just as we are engaging today, we are not necessarily here to demand or request anything, but just maybe to submit a request as a struggling local community, black-owned community title, to submit and to say part of the strengthening intention should be also to increase the capacity of local black-owned media by increasing advertising spend on them.
We respect all forms of media. Importantly, we know that the community media, the local media, they must get somewhere through the support of somebody, and government has to do that. So if you look at the spread of the local offices that I presented here, it will be very much unlikely that if a local office manager wants to share the information, he will go for SABC. It is important that the local office manager talks to the local media, community radio station and all that and all that. So we do have a communication strategy. He can talk to that as well from the national side. We have a communication strategy that is clearly stipulating that we need to support the local media. In fact, it is a must for us because the nature of the work we do, our people reside within the community. That's why that's where we start. But my team will come in, we've got an acting area who's the CFO as well, so she can have that information, how much is spent in the Northern Cape as far as the local media is concerned.
We have done a deliberate move in the province to support local radio stations, local media. I think we only use them. And for the past financial year, we've spent about 650,000 only on radio broadcasting. Not even the marketing, the digital printing and the hard copy printing. So we've done a lot of work in there, and we support across all borders. We support Ulazi, we support those that are in Abingdon, Riverside. I think our communication manager is always on the radio station, you know, our G.
Was any action taken against officials in Roodepan who used fraudulent IDs in order to claim hundreds of thousands of rands that was actually meant for beneficiaries?
I think it's very important that today is a two-way communication, and that will be looked into. But what we do know about Roodepan, there's some service delivery issues that we have really collaborated with DSD to see how best to alleviate some of the burning pressures. You will note that Roodepan is growing. There's a whole community that is growing on the outskirts of the traditional Roodepan. So we are in discussions with DSD just to expand the facility that we have there so that we can have quality services in those particular areas.